Hi everyone, my name is Quamina Dingwell and I am here for daily devotions. And the title of my devotion today is Two Turtledoves. I know what you're thinking. I know your mind went to the 12 days of Christmas. But this is not what I'm referring to. But you'll only know at the end of this devotion. So let's get into it. So, as you know, in church right now, we're discussing the manifested presence of God, and a major part of this is worship. A major part of us being Christians is worshiping God. And I wanted to go back to the Old Testament where God really put some structure to the sacrifices that we must offer and our worship that we give to him. And he gave this to the children of Israel via Moses. So in Leviticus 1, the Lord discussed with Moses the types of animals that we should present as offering unto the Lord. He discussed us giving cattle, sheep, goats. He discussed that they must be with no defects. He discussed that he said, you must lay your hand on the animal's head, and then the Lord will accept its death in your place to purify you, making you right with him. This was all about reconciliation. It was a lot of work, I must say, but it was all about reminding the children of Israel that something is being put in your place and is actually foreshadowing what Jesus will do for us. He said in Leviticus 1 verse 9, in the latter part of it, it says, it is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. So he went on to talk about, so he said the cattle, the sheep, the goat, the young bull, but then he went down to say, if you present a bird as a burnt offering to the Lord, choose either a turtle dove or a young pigeon. And going on to 5:7, they give more reason why somebody will choose a turtle dove. And it says, anyone who cannot afford a lamb is to bring two turtle doves, or two young pigeons to the Lord as a penalty for their sin. One for the sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. So it showed that the Lord was able, wherever you were, in terms of your status, what you could afford, whether it is you had a lot of livestock and you could present the finest of cattle or the finest of the young bull, or guess what, if you don't have anything or you couldn't afford a lot, he said, for you could provide a turtle dove, but always realizing and always remembering that it is the very best. You're not going to give a turtle dove that beat up. He said with no defects. And that was the heart behind it. Of course, we see where it is the children of Israel, they decided, okay, well, let's just do the routine. We're just doing it out of routine. We're presenting this. And we see where the Lord, after a while, he was just like, this is not the heart of it. This is not what I desire. If we go to Hosea 6:4-7, he says, O Israel and Judah, what should I do with you, asks the Lord? For your love vanishes like the morning mist and disappears like dew in the sunlight. I sent my prophets to cut you to pieces, to slaughter you with my words, with judgment as inescapable as light. I want you to show love, not offer sacrifices. I want you to know me more than I want burnt offering. And this is what the Lord always desired for his people. Yes, he started with the routine because remember, he had to break the customs of the children of Israel. They were in Egypt for over 400 years. That was all they knew. So in order to bring them into a new way of living, he started with these sacrifices. But that wasn't the end all of it. The heart of it was that he wanted their heart, basically. Even David said in Psalm 51, 16 to 17, you do not delight in sacrifice, or I would bring it. You do not take pleasure in burnt offering. My sacrifice, O God, is a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. God, you will not despise. And a major example of this, where it is, I see the whole movement from the days of Moses into what Jesus did for us, is an example that, I don't know, it gets me so excited in terms of the connection. So you remember in Leviticus, he said, if you cannot afford a lamb, if you cannot afford these other things, you can provide, you can present 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons. And I want to focus on the idea of that 2 turtle doves, right? So when you go to Luke, in Luke chapter 2, you see where it is, okay, Jesus was born, and Mary, now she is going to the temple to dedicate Jesus, right? And it says, this is from verse 21, 8 days later, when the baby was circumcised, he was named Jesus. The name was given to him by the angels before he was even conceived. And guess what Mary presented to dedicate Jesus? 2 turtle doves. That just showed that they weren't the richest. They didn't have everything. But guess what? The heart behind it was to dedicate their son. And in this case, it was the son that changed history for all of us. So even in that, you're seeing where, oh, the Lord is just 2 turtle doves I have. I understand what, yes, this is where I'm at, but see my heart. See that I want to give you the very best. And that is what all of this, even David was saying here, what it is about my heart, Lord. It's about a broken spirit and a contrite heart. And that is my message to you today. Give him your heart. It doesn't matter where you are, what you've done. What he's looking for is your heart. It's not about a routine. It's not about a ritual. It's about what is your heart position towards the Lord and giving him your all. Thank you. See you next time.